For cheap gold, items and other boosts for Diablo 4, visit aoeah.com. Check out the link in the description, you get 3% off with the code ARIAT. Hello and welcome everybody. In this guide I will show you the ultimative doo-doo build for Season 5, my Landslide Stormslide combo bear. For boss kills we will use the pure Landslide setting for maximum single target damage. But we can also reconfigure him to Stormslide fast and easy, what is more effective when farming Helltides or Infernal Hordes. Due to the area damage by Lightning Storm, he becomes a mass killer. But at the same time, we don't want to lose too much Landslide power. Finally, there is also a boss fight at the end of the Hordes. So let's go. We maximize Raging Landslide and also take the 3 points in Iron Fure. Earthen Bulwark can protect us and it is also a stun breaker. Here we only need 1 point and the first enhancement. I play Preserving Bloodhole to boost attack speed and recharge life regularly. Very important is the Ferocious Poison Creeper, because we will do a lot of extra damage to poisoned enemies. And whenever we cast the creeper, we will see the damage escalating. I also play Savage Trample. That's just for the case when Spirit goes empty, but that hardly happens. It is a stun breaker too, but you could also replace the skill by anything else if you like. We take the Earth and Bear passive skills, but also Envenom. It is very strong, so we have to maximize it of course. In the last cluster we put the ultimate Petrify, and as we are usually fortified all the time, defensive posture is great too. The key passive is Earthen Strength. Here you can see the Spirit Boons, with the Deer as usual number 3, and with the Bird I go for 2 and 4, but the other 2 options are not bad as well, so you could vary here. With the Fox it is very important to take the first one. Pack Leader will reset your Poison Creeper cooldown very fast, so you can spam it. With the Snake I go for Obsidian Slam for more overpower attacks. Now about the Paragon System. Most important boards are Survival Instincts, Earthen Devastation, Ancestral Guidance and Hate and Malice, because there we put the legendary nodes, and I also added Constricting Tendrils. The glyphs add a lot of damage, but also guarantee some stability. Spirit adds a multiplicative damage bonus and crit damage. Fang and Claw also adds a damage multiplier, and we increase the armor value from near nodes. Werebear adds damage reduction, but if you feel strong enough, you could replace it by Tectonic instead. In that case, you will give up the rare node to skill the dexterity nodes and also connect the path to the left for more dexterity. Earth and Sky is another damage boost, and we also increase life here. As we regularly deal overpower damage, the glyph Dominate should not miss either. And I finally also use Outmatch. Now let's look at the equipment. We play Bear Helmet and Bear Chest, an Earthbreaker and the Ring of Starless Skies. Here we can get lots of skill levels. In fact, Landslide is a core skill, and when using Vasili's Prayer, it's also a bear skill. On the helmet, it's comfortable to have a greater armor affix, then you don't need any further armor affixes. Otherwise, you can solve the armor problem by hitting the affix twice in the masterworkings. Of course, greater affixes and upgrades on willpower also would be very strong. Further we put the T-bolts and some shoes with movement speed, spirit per second and missing armor or resistances if needed. Here I play the aspect of Metamorphosis, so we can use evade to escape CC effects or just trigger the T-bolts. On the gloves, we need Landslide skill levels, critical strike chance and also crit damage. We play a two-handed mace with willpower, life and critical strike or overpower damage. Here we put the aftershock aspect. By tampering, we add the affix's chance for extra landslide projectiles and damage to crowd controlled or critical strike damage. We stack CC damage for the Paragon node Earthen Devastation. In the end, a max roll on the weapon is sufficient, or one each on gloves and amulet. On the amulet, extra ranks to envenom are very sweet, and you like to add more critical strike chance. If you could choose a second passive skill, that would be Crushing Earth. We put Changeling's aspect here, and when tampering resource generation, you won't have any spirit issues. Other nice aspects you should keep in mind are the aspect of Retaliation or Crash Stone aspect. A Banished Lord's Talisman could also be an option, especially if you have one with a greater affix on core skills. Using such an amulet, you could reach a maximum landslide skill level of 40. Now let's see how to switch from Landslide to Stormslide. In the skill tree, we change the key passive to Nature's Fury and we put the Raging Lightning Storm instead of Trample. To maximize Lightning Storm, we can also remove the passive skills in the defensive cluster. In the Paragon System, we add the board Thunderstruck to the right, just for skilling the legendary node. To realize that, we will have to remove the glyph Outmatch. Finally, also a little gear change is needed. For Lightning Storm, of course, we put the Unsung Ascetic Wraps, and we play a one-handed weapon and a totem, to add the aspect of natural balance. When playing that build for a longer time, you could also imprint it in the amulet, but for switching fast, it's more comfortable to have it on the totem. We can also add further critical strike chance and lucky hit chance by the affixes, and you should temper damage to distant enemies. A nice roll here should be sufficient to scale the Thunderstruck Paragon node to its maximum of 60%. The gameplay is generally the same with both builds, one adds lightnings and the other not. But we do the same thing. We attack with Landslide all the time and cast the Creeper on stronger enemies. Petrify also gives a nice damage boost, especially in boss fights. Attack several times to stack up the Starless Ring and then cast Poison, Creeper and Petrify to melt down the boss fast and easy. Thanks to Bulwark and Bloodhowl, you should be able to survive dicey situations. And finally, the bear also has lots of life. Using big elixirs, I get over 100,000 life, and with a better bear armor, much more is possible. Also remarkable, my high critical strike chance. The pure Landslide has a bit less, because he is missing the affix on the gloves, and does not use a totem. There is just a minor difference in the gameplay. Because of the key passive, the Stormslide build is not as tanky as the pure Landslide, and he does more damage to distant, so that's two good reasons to keep more distance to enemies here. You should not go to the limit with that setting, so if your pure Landslide just survives a level 8 horde very close for example, don't go there with the Stormslide yet. But in general, the Stormslide can defeat masses of monsters faster, so he can be more effective in Hell Tides or get out more points in the hordes. Together with the Lightning Mages and Anti-Phase Rogues, Landslide and Stormslide are definitely some of the best builds this season. Have a lot of fun testing, take care, and may the loot be with you.
Follow me. Thank you. Goodbye.